In other words, God determined from eternity past what he would do, and the plan was fixed. However, it is a plan which he has kept unknown to his creatures until a set point would be revealed. The plan is now explained in the coming of Christ and in the forgiveness of sins, even to the Gentiles. Even those who walked with Jesus did not grasp it at first. This is seen, for example, in Acts 11:18. Okay, so I'm going to take you to Acts 11:18, which I didn't know I had that in here. I've typed this years and years ago, and it's Peter's explanation of Acts chapter 10. So I'm interested to see. I haven't typed that. I'll be typing that in the month ahead. But 11:18 is when they heard these things, they became silent, and then they glorified God, saying, then God has also granted to the Gentiles repentance to life. So they had no idea. These Jews were sitting right there. Now that ought to tell us something, that they had no idea that the Gentiles would be included in this. And yet Peter was told to go and to give them the gospel. Okay, what does that tell you? Does that tell you anything?
Tells you that Abram was in the picture.
Well, Abram was in the picture. I'm thinking more specifically of the gospel that Peter gave.
They're both the same.
It is exactly the same gospel. These people, hyper-dispensationalists, say that there's one gospel to the Jew, one gospel to the Gentile, and they divide up the New Testament so there's almost nothing left of it that applies to you. You got Paul's letters and everything else you can just throw away. Don't worry about it. It really is maddening to see that. It's saying that what Christ did was good in one way for the Jewish people and in another for the Gentile people, and that is incorrect. What Christ did is one time, one thing for all people. The difference between a Jew and a Gentile in the gospel is zero. However, there is a difference in the application for the nation of Israel. It's the same gospel, but national Israel requires its own salvation, which we're going through in the Joshua sermons. And eventually we'll be done with them, and hopefully people will get this. But you're right, it goes back to Abram, but Abram is the father of
the
Jewish nation and the father of the faith of the Gentiles. Once again, it all comes back to one thing that God is doing, but he's introduced Israel for a particular reason. I'll go back maybe in, like I said, Acts 10 if we have time when we get to the next verse. But for right now, so God has, given them repentance unto salvation. Okay,